Hello, hello, amazing people. What a show tonight. Um, I've been recently, I hope everybody's doing good on this Friday night. I've been recently following a story um it's about a young woman that they are saying set a man up to be hijacked. Her and the guy met on a social media site, Instagram, and were with each other going on a date, and they said that the young woman asked him to stop by a house so she could use the bathroom. He then communicated to authorities that once he got to the residence, two guys had came out. And um this is and from this story was given by Detroit police. Um, at first, there was a post saying police are seeking a girl who took a man on a date, set him up to get robbed and carjacked. Then the next post was police confirmed the identity of the teen found shot and dead inside the vehicle. Just for some of the people, just for some of the people that really don't may not have seen my post. I posted about it. But it said the authorities confirmed the teen found dead Wednesday morning on Detroit's west side was a missing teen from Berkeley. Her body was discovered in a 2013 Chevy Malibu. It says on the 25th, Berkeley police asked for the public's help in locating a girl who ran away from her aunt's house in Berkeley. Um, she went missing about 12:30 on Saturday, April 23rd. Then on the 9th, a 20-year old reported he was allegedly carjacked after going on a date with a female he met on Instagram. While on a date, she asked if she could stop at a location to use the bathroom. That's when two male suspects approached and carjacked the victim. All three of them fled. Um, in the victim's 2013 Malibu. And there's more. The police then sent out a press release and a photo um, of the young woman. And then they said the carjacked vehicle was then found. Um, Inside the vehicle was the deceased girl, who police say was aged around 16 years old. And then they later identified it was her. Um, and they said that no suspects are in custody. I know in my comments there was a lot of people in the comments that just had different views. And I just know what the police are putting out here about the situation. Um but then you have people in the comments and they're like, well, is there any proof that there was two other guys that actually carjacked him? He may have done something to her. I want to touch on that tonight. I'm gonna open up the phone lines too. I want to touch on that tonight, and I also want to touch on us having a conversation with our children about meeting people on social media, about different things like this that are really, really going on. Um, when I read this, it never was in my mind that the young man that got the 20-year-old that got carjacked, like it never went through my mind that he may have lied. You know, I never felt like that, to be honest with you. I don't understand why other people went to that. Like, and this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say in my area, right? There was a young girl that was going around and pretending like acting like she was pregnant and she needed help. Nobody knows if she was actually pregnant or not. Some people said she could have, looked she physically could have, been, but nobody knows if she actually was or not. But what she was doing is she was asking people for rides. And once they were giving her a ride to the home, and this was in my area, NPA, once they were giving her a ride to the home, there was guys that came out of the house and robbed the people in the car. When I read the article, it did mention that he was robbed as well, and they took his vehicle. The thing for me is that things like this shouldn't be happening at all. But then it's like, in this situation, I think I really didn't agree with people trying to make it seem like she was the victim in this, and that these things really don't go on. Like I said, I this is the information I'm getting from reading the article, following the story, and the timeline that the police gave. Um, and that's the story. The guy was carjacked and robbed. She fled with the two people or whatever, and people is like, well, he might have killed her. And my thing is kind of like, why would he kill her in his car and then dump his car? That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to anybody else. It doesn't make sense to me. But regardless of what happened in this situation, it's unfortunate. The thing I thought about in the situation, though, with this young woman, I'm just like, wow. Like, I know I can't save everybody and things like that, but people like her, I wish like I could talk to them. You know, that's how my heart feels. So, like, if you can just get through to somebody, you know what I mean? Kind of let people know, like, this isn't the way to go. And we have to have a conversation with our kids, because sometimes our kids can get caught up with the wrong people and in the wrong things, and not really be thinking for themselves. You see what I'm saying? I did have one queen on the post. She was like, I need to have a conversation with my sons. And I was telling her, absolutely. Like, I already had a conversation with my sons. I always do. I just warn them about meeting people on social media, even dating sites. People are using those type of sites to scam people. They're using it to meet people. I've had to communicate, to some younger boys, like, stop meeting people, because we're not going to sit out here in front. There are some females that are helping guys set up men to be robbed. We can't ignore that happens. That's why I didn't really agree with people were coming up with a whole different thing on this story. Will this story take a turn? I'm not sure. I'm sure things are still developing, but we're not going to sit up here and ignore that females do not sit up here and do that. We can't ignore that. It's very unfortunate. And I wish that, things like this wasn't happening, because a family lost their daughter, their niece, their cousin, their granddaughter. You see what I'm saying? And it's just all around overall, it's crazy. And it's wrong, but these things are happening in our community. And I'm gonna tell you, that's why I'm just leery of a lot. I tell my kids, listen, make sure when you go on to job interviews, make sure you Google on the place, make sure it's a legit place. You see what I'm saying? People are using all type of tactics these days. And in situations like this should spark us having a conversation with our children. It should. This is so hard. I'm gonna speak with my daughter about talking to. Absolutely. Absolutely. We gotta have these conversations. We have to keep our children safe. You see what I'm saying? People, to be honest with you, our children aren't thinking on that type time. Like, oh, somebody might try to hurt me, or somebody might try to rob me. In these days, for real, we have to equip them. And it's not, it's like, it's scary. You know what I mean? That's really crazy that somebody would laugh at this lies. But whatever. It's crazy. I want everybody's kids to be safe. We need our kids to be aware of what's going on. Like, these are serious matters. Like, these are things that we should really be talking about, instead of sitting up watching reality TV and the latest rap music and things like that. Like, people are targeting people out here. And I'm sure y'all have heard of things like this happening too. People being set up to be robbed, all the time. This ain't just start happening in 2022. This been going on. I would never want that to happen to any of your children, any of your loved ones, my children. I just wouldn't want it to happen to anybody. So I feel like this is something where we need to educate our children, but also just stop trying to sit up and make it seem like a woman is a victim all the time in a situation. That's horrible to do. I'm sure I'm sure that this man, went through a lot, just with the whole situation of being robbed. Your life flashed before your eyes. You don't know if they're gonna kill you or not. And not only that situation, some people was like, oh, well, what was a 20-year-old doing with a 16-year-old? And I want to touch on that too. I want to come and talk about some real life stuff. Let me tell y'all something. People, parents, aunts, uncles, y'all got to stop being blind to the fact that these young girls are out here telling these grown men that they grown. They are telling these grown men they are 18, 20, 21, 23, 24. I know a situation with a guy that was dating a girl, right? Girl was underage, went to high school. And how about he got arrested for dealing with her? It was a whole situation. He got arrested for dealing with her. Do you know what happened? Do you know what saved him from going to prison for basically, dealing with a minor? That she showed him a fake ID. What are fake IDs around for? Why do they even exist? Let's question that. They exist because kids that are not of age are trying to buy alcohol, things they can't buy, and get into places they can't get in because they're underage. And then you know what's so crazy about the situation? The girl's parents was still trying to fight the situation. If that was my daughter, I would have never allowed my daughter, I wouldn't allow my daughter to sit up there and not take responsibility for what she did. You were wrong. Your intentions was wrong going into the situation. And people don't think like that. These men can get in a lot of trouble. Not even knowing. Because a lot of them dress grown, look grown, built grown. So they're not thinking like, oh, this is a girl that go to high school. And he was smart. You know what I mean? He seen her ID. He met her at a bar. That's what saved this man from going to jail and having a charge and probably being on Megan's law for the rest of his life. So it's like at the end of the day, it's like have a conversation with your daughters because they're out here doing it. They're getting fake IDs. They're going to bars. They're going to clubs. They're sitting up here acting like, oh, I'm going to my friend's house to stay the night. A friend's house. Come on. I can't have a real conversation. A friend's house that the mom don't care what they doing, where they going, and all of that. That's why you got to also be careful whose house your kids are going over. Are the parents in them over there responsible? Are they going to be watching them? Are they going to let them outside so whenever they want to, all times of the night? You got to be careful. Just got to be careful. You have to. But these girls are out here doing that. The thing that kind of like surprised me about these parents, that they still had the stance of this man was wrong. No, he wasn't wrong. He did not know. He did not know. He was manipulated. He was lied to. But when the case started, she was the victim. When the case ended, he was the victim. They still didn't want to accept it. But it is what it is. He was a victim. And I remember a girl went missing a few years ago. And I had spoke to her parents. We were sharing it all over social media. It was very real crazy. And this is why I tell my kids, listen, just tell me the truth. Don't lie to me. Because I feel like if you have to lie to me, you're lying to me to cover up something. You lying to me because you about to do something you should not be doing. This girl, everybody was looking for her. She was missing. So she told her parents that she was going to her friend's house. Her brother um knew where she was really going, and he backed her story up. They were looking for the girl. When they finally found the girl, she was dead. She was dead. When it came down to it, she was meeting a man, grown man, she met on the internet and lied and said she was going to a friend's house. There's so many things wrong with this. It's wrong because the sibling backed her story up of being at a friend's house. And now he got to live with for the rest of his life that he lied to his parents and he covered for his sister, and his sister is gone. We gotta know where our kids are going. Let me tell you something. I got on my kids' nerves. I got on their nerves. They probably didn't even like me. I want to know whose house they were staying at. I want to know, like what the mom, the parent was like. I needed to know. I don't need you to be trying to go over somebody's house because you feel like, oh, they mom don't care. They gonna let us do that. No, no. See, when you gotta go to those lengths, something's wrong. When you gotta do all of that, we gotta be more careful. Yeah, we definitely do. We definitely do. He said we gotta raise them better. And there are parents that have those conversations, with their kids. There's those parents that are overprotective, but kids find a way. They do. They definitely find a way. They find a way. I'm gonna open up the phone lines now. If anybody wanna, call in and weigh in on what we're talking about tonight. And I also want to touch on that, men are victims in situations too. Just like this situation, men are victims too. I mean, a lot of people be so quick to be like, "Oh no, he did this and he did that," and it's like you don't even know the whole story. And some of the ones that don't got a fake ID, they're still lying about their age. It's a lot of young girls. I could come to the table and I could be real. I was 15 years old. I had a baby. I lied about my age. I never got anybody in trouble, or anything like that. And one time I even had to tell my mom I lied about my age. I did that. I felt like, I had a baby, wasn't no boy my age gonna want to be with me or whatever, because I had a baby. I had a responsibility. I came with a lot, but it was wrong for me to do that, and I realized that because I put men in a situation. It could have been a bad situation, and I put them in that situation. I did that. I lied about my age. I'm not proud of it at all. And that's why I can come to the table and I could be open and honest and say I was young and I lied about my age. So I can come and speak from experience because I've had to stop some girls from doing that, thinking that they're so grown and a grown man is appealing to them. You see what I'm saying? I had to tell them, like, I really have to be honest about my story with people and say, listen, I did that. And if I could go back and do it, I wouldn't do that again. Because now I understand what type of position I put somebody in. Those type of charges are serious. And that's why we have to come to the table and be honest and have these type of conversations. They're very, very important. Yes, men are definitely victims as well. Our kids are sheep amongst the wolves. We don't pay. Some people don't pay attention to what their kids is going. That's why some kids like to sleep over other kids' house because it's like, oh yeah, their parents don't care. Or some kids will tell you, oh, my mom don't care. She be in her room. She don't be wherever we, or my mom go out, or my mom, and that's where destruction comes, and that's when things can happen and things can go wrong when you don't know where your kids at, when you don't know what your kids are doing. Yeah, yeah, these talks, they have to be had. I know a lot of people wouldn't come to the table like I do and say, listen, I lied about my age when I was younger, but at the end of the day, I gotta be real about it. I did that. I have to own up to that. I have to take accountability, and I also have to express that if I could go back, I wouldn't do that because I understand the seriousness that comes with something like that. So I wouldn't I wouldn't do that in this day and age. And I wouldn't, you know, telling anybody else to do it. And if I seen somebody doing it, I would talk them out of it. Like I've done with people before, you know. But the line is open if anybody want to call in and give their view about this. Um I know, you know, there's some men that have been in situations like that, and it's unfortunate because automatically when you have a situation when it comes to a young woman and a man, the man is automatically wrong. He's automatically, you know, the perpetrator, and the woman is automatically the victim. That's how this world goes. I wish it didn't go like that because it's not right. You know, get to the facts and listen to both sides. But once a woman, you know, says this is what happened, or somebody finds out that, you know, this young woman is messing with this man, it's it's a bad situation. It's a really, really bad situation. They gotta live and learn. Yeah, they do. I just feel like this situation was just so unfortunate. You know, that's how I really feel about it and I view it. That's why I was kind of following the story before I even brought it to the table because it's just been going on for a few weeks. You know, but I just wanted to really um I just really wanted to talk about, you know, talk to your children. You know, it doesn't matter if they're grown. My kids are grown. And I still, you know, talk to my kids. I still talk to my kids about things like this. Like, be careful who you meeting. You know, be careful who you talking to online. You don't know who's behind that profile. You know what I mean? If you are talking to somebody, see if y'all can kind of video chat, things like that. Talk to them for a while, fill them out. Don't just be going and running and meeting up with people, you know, that you don't know, you know, and all giving people random rides, places and stuff. Like I don't trust it. I don't trust it. If we don't take care of our kids and pay close attention to how they move, the streets and Grim Reaper will take them. I believe that. I believe that. I don't know how this case is gonna turn out, you know, but I feel at 16 she was lost. The fact that you ran away, you know, and I'm thinking she got caught up with the wrong people. You know, I'm sure there was like a lot of issues. There could have been some issues where she didn't want to listen. You know, said she was staying with her aunt. She probably didn't want to listen to her aunt. You know what I mean? Kids get in that mode too, where they feel like they grown. They don't want to listen to nobody. And they think, you know, feel like they can think for themselves. Mm-mm, absolutely not. It was definitely some issues there. And, you know, this running away thing with kids, like, I don't know when that started. But this running away thing, kids thinking running away ain't it. Have a conversation with your kids, your nieces, your nephews. Running away ain't it. Baby, it is too much evil out here for you to be thinking you running away and you grown and mm-mm, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Daryl, men should not victimize young girls. They should be allowed to grow in a healthy and righteous way. I agree. I agree with you, Daryl, absolutely. But what I'm saying, Daryl, in some situations, it's not victimizing them. Some of them are portraying their grown women. They are. They're portraying their grown women. And even if you see an ID, what are you supposed to do? If somebody show you their ID or you meet them in a bar or a club or something, you're not thinking, "Oh, this is a teenage girl." You're not thinking that. Let's be real. You're not thinking that. You're not thinking that. They're in a place that only grown people should be in. My mother always say, "What kind of people are they?" Yeah, I mean, this just broke my heart. But even the comments from some women trying to make it seem like the man the no that the young woman is the victim. when basically, the case facts don't say that. Like, that was weird. There were many women that were saying that. Hold on. Somebody said it's sad that these young people are going down the wrong path. I agree. I agree. Yep, and the girl said, "Let me go talk to my boys, meeting women in public places." Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then someone said this happens all the time in Chicago. So it's not, this isn't something new, but it's like, how can we prevent something like this? Like, that's my thing. How can we prevent this? What? By having talks with our children? Um, the children that, are rebellious and maybe don't want to listen, maybe getting some type of help with them. Like, I mean, those are just some suggestions, you know. So I have one guy that says, so she set him up. The guys killed her to make sure there was no loose ends. Wow. And then it was a comment from a girl. Hold on, I was trying to find it. Okay. Mm, it comes down to directing your children best you can, and then their choices are part. Angel, I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you. Now, I agree. I totally agree with you. Hello, caller.
Hello, Amy. How are you, sister?
Hi, I'm good, and you?
Good. This is Kevin.
Hi, Kevin.
Hi, I'm one of your your listeners, and I follow you on the gram as well.
Thank you.
Just wanted to go ahead and call and chime in a little bit. I'm
Okay.
52 years young. Um, I have a grown daughter, and she's my life.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing stories like this just remind me of high school days. Um, I remember standing outside my high school
Mm-hmm.
here in Los Angeles, and uh, I guess some of the young men I was around, or somebody on the street outside the high school.
Mm-hmm.
These are older guys,
Mm-hmm.
and they would joke about meeting the young tenders, loving 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 to come to the high school and pick up the young tenders because they're young and dumb. They can get away with a lot more with a young high schooler, like a junior or a senior in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I still remember it. High school for me was probably 38 years ago, but I still remember it as if it was yesterday. And I couldn't understand then, and I still can't understand it now.
Mm-hmm.
What was the attraction other than what they shared?
Right.
What was the attraction that said this is something cool to do? This is
Mm-hmm.
something fun to do. Let me as an older man, probably between 20 and 23 years old, let me go park my car outside the high school and wait for the 18-year-old to come out, the 17 or 18-year-old to come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's 17 and 18, but and maybe there was some guys waiting for the 15 and 16-year-old to come out. But
Mm-hmm.
the idea that an older man, at least 20 to 23, would think that it was cool, it was fun. It's what the brothers do. We pick up these young tenders from high school, and we go out and do what we do. That was really disturbing to me. So I understand what this particular story is about. I understand that it could be, because I don't know the young lady's situation. I don't know if she was running away from an abusive home, or if she was that young 16-year-old who thought, hey, I got the world figured out. I'm gonna go do what I want to do, and I'm not gonna live under my parents' rules. I don't know what the scenario was for her, but whatever it was, it ended up with her being in Detroit dead. That's the problem. Is that we're so caught up. If we're young people, if we're between the ages of 15 and 20, we're young people and we think the world is exciting, and we don't know. We don't know about all the dangers that are out there. And if we do know about dangers, we have this attitude of invincibility. Yeah, it happens to other people, but it won't happen to me. I'm so and so. And next thing you know, you in the back of a trunk dead in Detroit. But again, I don't know the young lady's situation, and I'm not going to take up all your time. I just wanted to call in and say that the story you posted was powerful, and it hurts me because I have a 25-year-old daughter who I watch out for the best of my ability. Right. And even after her 20, she's had problems with men wanting to do certain things and her own stuff, not making the right decisions as a young lady. I mean, these are things that we go through as young people, both men and women. Nobody's got life figured out in their teens or in their 20s, let alone in their 30s and 40s. Mm-hmm. So it's understandable to make mistakes. It's understandable to get yourself into a tough situation. Right. But hopefully we learn from our mistakes when we do them, and we don't do them again. Yeah. I'd rather hear that somebody went through some difficult times, made some tough decisions, but learned from them, rather than see posts like this, rather than see, 16-year-old didn't even get a chance to learn from her mistakes. Yeah. That's the stuff that crushes me. That's what hurts me. Right. Yeah. And check your Cash App. When you're done later on, check your Cash App.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I just love what you do, so you deserve a little something.
Thank you.
That's all I wanted to say.
Okay, and thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye-bye. I can really like agree with what he's saying. Those things did happen. I remember having a discussion online, and people were talking about how like the grown men would come by the high schools and pick the girls up and things like that, right? We had that conversation. I know it was me and another young lady on there, and we were talking about how why didn't the families speak up, like the families of the men? Like, come on, y'all uncles and brothers were sitting up here going to these schools picking these young girls up. Like, why ain't nobody say nothing? And that's how it is. Like, won't nobody sit up and say nothing, but they'll point the finger. Hello. Caller, you gotta turn me off.
How you doing?
I'm good. You have to turn me off. However you listening to me, you gotta turn me off.
We were talking about. Oh, I have to turn you off. I have you on two phones.
Okay, you gotta turn the other phone off until you're done talking.
I didn't realize that. Okay, can I still see the video of it? Or
you just turn the sound down, because if you have me on there, it'll echo and then we can't hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm
we
sorry.
want to hear you clear.
Okay. Okay, I'm good now. One, I have to commend you on what you do. You do an excellent job. I just happened to be strolling through and I just caught you, and you was really saying some powerful stuff. And that really caught my attention because I have young nieces and nephews. I don't have any young sisters. And it was sad what happened to the young sister in Detroit. But what I wanted to touch on was partly what that last caller was saying about how older guys were pulling up to the high schools. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm older cat myself, right? So you don't. What society has done is society hasn't condemned older women when they reach out for younger men.
Right.
They celebrate it.
Yeah.
They celebrate it.
So it should be equally celebrated for men as well. I mean, I like younger women, but I have a start and a cut age. I like from, I would say, like 24 to 35, and that price, not price, and that age group, you know, and not as I've dealt with older women before my age. It's just that I like them. I like what I like,
Okay.
But what do you do in a scenario when you have to deal with someone in that age group? Let's say what I just mentioned, 24 to 35, and they have to get a fake ID. I mean, that's where the trickery comes in at, and it's like you have to start uh, calling out and like really testing uh, her knowledge of were you around during so and so show, and just testing to see, you know, just testing just to see if it's on an up and up, which is sad because a lot of young kids want to grow up fast, and a lot of older people want to stay young. I mean, that's just, I don't know, that I guess that's just the dynamics of life. Nobody wants to get older. Everybody wants to remain, have their youthness, and the younger want to, well, not all, but some of them just want to grow up too fast. It's kind of sad in the way that they're doing things like this. But as he did point out, going back to the gentleman, the last caller,
mm-hmm.
I also wish there would have been a learning curve in that mistake. Meeting someone online like, oh, no, I can't do this no more. This is not the move. And made it out.
Mm-hmm.
There's always life always gives you lessons to, at most part, to learn from, but you don't want your life to be the life where everyone has to learn from.
Right.
You get what I'm saying with that? Like, that she had to lose her life in order for everyone else to know not to make that mistake ever again. You know what I mean? Which I find to be sad.
So, I want to kind of touch on what you were saying about, basically, it's not when women deal with younger men, it's not looked at the same when a man deals with a younger woman.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So, okay.
Exactly.
And you're saying let's look at it the same. I agree to a certain extent. Now there are some men and women that like to date underage. That I don't condone it. I don't believe in that. I'm sure you don't either. But when a woman is dealing with a younger man, she's called a cougar, and that's praised. That's like, oh, she's a cougar. People see nothing wrong with that. I've seen that.
Right,
I've seen that myself.
They celebrate it. I ain't in the country, but they celebrate that.
No, you're right. And then when a man will deal with a younger woman, say a man is in his 40s and he's dealing with someone that's 20 something, or he's in his 50s, they'll look at him like he's nasty. They'll look at him, yes, they'll look at him like a pedophile for real. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like why you want to be dealing with
my daughter age, or
right.
now it could be your daughter's age, but a minute ago that could be your son's age.
Exactly.
So you rather your son get that experience, or you're saying, or you want to protect just one gender and not both.
Exactly.
You got to protect both your kids, not just one of them.
Exactly. So let's talk about even in the family unit. If a son, a boy, man, is messing with an older woman, he's praised within the family unit. If it's a younger that's messing with someone older, that's frowned upon. Same situation. I'm just saying in the family unit. That's just like with a father will praise his son for having sex, but not his daughter. So it's been
Right.
kind of off balance for a very long time. And not saying that anybody at a young age should be, sexually active anyway. I'm just saying that, things are looked at, differently. But it's like, why is that? It's the same situation. The genders are just flipped around.
I have a ton of nieces and nephews, and I outrank them by this. Well, not I rank them. Well, it's outranked. It's more nieces than there are nephews.
Mm-hmm.
So there, and being that I'm not afraid of this to announce my age. I'm 52.
Mm-hmm.
You saying so? I'm not afraid to announce my age. I celebrate my age every day. I'm just saying to make it this far in life, I celebrate that. But I have a niece that's because I'm actually the youngest out of my siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a niece that's 40. She's 7 years younger than me, so she'll be 40. I guess 45.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 45 this year.
Mm-hmm.
So she's 44 right now. She has two kids of her own, and her youngest kid is her oldest kid is the age of my second son, which is
Mm-hmm.
22.
Mm-hmm.
So and I wasn't keen to the dating, but I can't tell my niece how to raise her household.
Okay.
You know, I didn't like, saying I can't say, your niece, your daughter can't start dating until so and so. I can't tell her that.
Mm-hmm.
She felt strong enough, and she comes from a strong family background, so she's not foolish enough to do anything. And if it didn't feel right, she has a ton of uncles that she
Mm-hmm.
can reach out to, aunts, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But but my point is that, you know, the, like I said, I have a lot of young nieces, and and I'm not. I was never fond of them dating. My theory was, you're not dating until you're 30 something years old,
Oh, that's how
and
you
they
felt?
always they was like, Uncle Wayne, you're crazy. I'm like, no, I'm dead ass serious. You're saying?
That's how you
They
felt
all got
about
they
him.
all got their fathers in their lives, but that was my theory. Saying, but you know, they took it as me joking with them, but I was dead ass serious.
Mm-hmm.
But but like I said, they're in their 20s, going almost 30s, some in their 30s, and I can't really say for so much. They respect me, I respect them. They're
Mm-hmm.
great parents. Some of them are parents, some of them aren't. They're great adults, but you know, I'm just thankful that I know that everybody had wild teenage years. When I say wild teenage years,
Mm-hmm.
things that probably we don't know about, that I probably never know about, because they keep certain things from me. No,
Mm-hmm.
when I say everybody keeps things from family members that they know that they respect the most, because they know that what you'll say to them. And you're not there to keep an eye on them 24/7, even though I knew a great deal of people.
Mm-hmm.
No, they just never did anything that would draw an attention where someone would have been like, hey, I saw your niece and XYZ, talk to her, or I'm going to talk to her. No, it was that kind of family upbringing where back then, which I wish was still around, you know, anybody seeing your kid doing something,
Right.
everybody spoke up to your kid.
Right.
And,
Everybody
it,
could
and,
speak
it,
up
and that
speak
now was
about it.
during my era, and we couldn't move an ounce, seeing somebody else's mom and dad or grandparents, that they would check us.
Right. Absolutely. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm they're blowing the phone line up though. But I thank you
Right.
for calling
I
in.
just wanted to. I always wanted to call in, but it's. I will be calling in from time to time, just to dabble on some of your topics. You know, you do great, and I appreciate you taking the time out for this call.
Thank you so much. Thank you for calling in.
Okay, no problem. Stay strong, sis.
Thank you. You too. Have a great evening. Um, I want to, you know what? One thing he said that stuck out to me is like other people could like back then. I know it's gonna ring. Hey caller, give me one moment. Let me touch on it real quick. Take this caller. That like back then, like people could correct your kids back then. You see what I'm saying? People could see something wrong, you know what I mean, and intervene. And these days, a lot of people are minding their business when it comes to other people's kids because of how people act about their kids. It's not really a village anymore, to be honest with you. Hello, caller.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sister.
Hi. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
Great. Do you wanna voice your opinion on what we're talking about tonight?
Yes, thank you, sister.
Okay. Hello.
Yes, sister. I was born in West Africa
Uh-huh.
from Suko.
You have to speak up a little bit so we can hear you.
Can I make my
You have to, if you're watching me on something else, you have to turn it off because it's going to echo.
Should I turn it off or on?
Turn the video you're watching me on, turn it off or turn it like down so we
Okay,
can
I'm
hear
watching
you.
on the TV screen. Okay, now I can just.
Oh, you watching me on the TV?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, just speak up a little bit so we can hear what you're saying.
I can hear you loud and clearly.
Okay.
Come on, it's truthful. Well, I was born in the west coast of Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, in so-called Cameroon.
Uh-huh.
It's close to so-called Nigeria. When I say so-called, it means I educate myself to understand about everything that's going on. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I'm about to say is, we black men, we don't have the power to make the black woman to be happy somehow. I can see you, I understand you, but I was raised and born in that continent in which we have all the resources. Imagine we have the resource, everything that the white man is taking right now to make weakness on himself, and they're happy. The black woman is not happy. The
So
black man is fighting the black woman and stuff
the
like that.
black woman isn't happy.
Exactly, the black man is not happy.
Why isn't she happy?
Because the black man, we were defeated.
Yo,
So yeah, we were defeated.
okay.
We got a lot of batch that we fought.
Okay.
Because I was born and raised in Africa.
Okay.
Like a child. Like Ifatunde, you know of Ifatunde, like Uma Johnson. Yeah, he spoke a lot of issues like that. So all we need to do as an African is to come together and get back our continent. Those people you see in that continent right there, they are not representative of us. Those are regime change puppets. As simple as that. I'm in America right now.
You're in America right now?
Yeah, I'm in America right now in Dallas, America. I know they can track my IP address.
Are you saying that we need to take back Africa, or
if we can take back that continent, game over.
Well, what's the plan?
Which means we got to make sure to be able, like, we got to make sure that in the aspect of technological aspect, the black man, please, we got to understand if you need a cell phone, you got to manufacture it. If you need a laptop, you got to manufacture it. If you need a computer, you got to manufacture it. If you need a car,
If you need
You
a
got to buy it.
computer, you gotta manufacture it.
Exactly.
What you gotta make it
We
your
got
own
to,
self.
yeah, which means we got the resources over there in that country. What is keeping the black man to have that knowledge in order to manufacture issues like this? What the hell are we doing? We got to make sure we do issues like that. I'm saying this because I know the white man is not going to be happy with me for it. I just came in this part of the world, but if I soon they change my mind for it, I said, well, I got the degree in Africa, but my degree is useless. It's useless.
Your
Trust me, it's useless.
your degree is useless in Africa?
Yes, it's not only in Africa, in America, everywhere, it's useless.
What do you have
If
a
we
degree
can,
in?
which means, listen, if I have a degree, like right now, I have a degree, and I have to go to work, I have to work for the white man right now. I have about 25 minutes. I have to be at work right now. I'm talking to you, 25 minutes. Why must I work for somebody because I have a degree? Why must I have issues like that? Why can't I create a job for myself,
Right.
create issues that can, solve my own problem, and make sure that the black woman is supposed to be happy, create a civilization for ourselves. If civilization begins in Africa, why can't we create that same thing? We just need to solve our own problem. That's it.
We need to solve our own problem.
Exactly.
And the
Which
problem is
means
to make the black woman happy.
exactly. Which means if the black man or the black woman is sick, we got to create our own medication to cure them. If we want to communicate, we have to make sure we got our own self.
To cure who?
Oh,
To cure who?
sorry,
You said to cure, you said we got to make our own medicine to cure who?
us, us,
Oh, us.
us.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Which means our own problem. We got to solve our own problem by ourselves. We cannot depend. You know what Marcus Garvey, you know what His Excellency, the right honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey said? Marcus Garvey said, if you depend on another race in order to solve your problem, you are ready to be wiped out. Marcus Garvey said, you cannot depend on another race to solve your problem. When I came in America, I was like, what the hell? It's true. As a black man, I can do it. I was born and raised as a black man. I cannot blame God. I cannot blame God because I was born as a black man from Africa. I know I can do it. I am 36 years of age. 36 years of age. I know I can do it. All we need to do is get into that science. Why can't we copy that knowledge the white man got right now? We should copy it. So if we need our own cell phone, do it. If we need our own internet, we do it. If we need our own laptop, we do it. Why can't we do issues like that? If we need our own neighborhood, we do it. If we need everything that we got or medication, we do it. Why can't we do it? We got to do it. If not, we don't have any because our ancestors did the best. I listen, some here in America that are trying to say, well, they're not African, so I just smile like, you can't run away from yourself, okay? I just smile. But give us that chance to try to fight this. This is a battle, Queen. Queen, this is a battle. Please, please. This, I don't want to lose this war, okay? I don't want to lose it. My brother, Ifa Tunde, Tade Ogun, he is here in America with you. He came from the slave ship. He said it for real. It's like black people are addicted to negativity. Black man, black woman. Forget about the negative aspect.
I can agree with that at times. I feel like that too. Why don't you like organize something?
Okay, you're correct.
Organize
You're correct.
something. Like if you believe that you have the solution to unite black people, organize something.
Queen, you're correct. The reason I say you're correct is because one reason. For me to organize it, it's nothing. It's not, I can just create some kind of organization, but it requires currency and time, which means I can do it more in Africa than in America, which means I will tell you straight up, straight up.
So
Within a short while, I will leave this country. I don't like this country.
why did you come here?
Exactly because of ignorance. It's an ignorant aspect. It's ignorant. In Africa, they say America is the Star Spangled Banner. It's
Okay.
They got everything good, riches and stuff like that. Just like some of you don't know about the continent, we don't know shit about you in this part of the world. Despite the fact slavery, and guess what? I myself, my ancestor was taken up from slavery. My ancestor, and we still worship them right up to this day. My dad, 2 days ago, I just spoke to my dad. They did the traditional aspect in the continent just to worship them. So we still do it right up to now.
Okay.
So when I'm looking for a black man to say like African soul, African slavery, I'm like, what are you talking about?
Right.
For real, I saw my own ancestors for real. So I said 2 days ago, my dad had to cry. We still do it, Queen. Please, we still do it. Yeah, we black men, Marcus Garvey said, as Africa goes, so goes. We got everything in that continent. The white man doesn't want us to. But I'm saying this to you, I don't give a damn.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. I know if I tune, they will listen to me.
Okay.
Want to send back that continent? But no, there's no problem. I will go back and I will fight the last drop of my blood. Because you in this part of the world, that you have been in the belly of the beast all your life. You have been in the belly of the beast throughout your life. You understand these people? That's why they don't like you. They don't like you because of that kind of bullshit. They don't like you because they know the conclusion or the solution is in that continent. Even Martin Delaney understood things just like that. Yeah. All of your ancestors in America over here, like Frederick Douglass, and they understood issues like that. If we cannot unite, we are done. If we cannot unite, that is the game over. And they will keep on expanding the resources over in that continent. It's game over.
Okay.
You know why? Yeah, because we from that continent, we are not afraid to die. Okay.
What's your name?
Well, Bonda. My name is. You can call me Daniel, but it's all right.
Okay.
You have to slave me. Yeah.
I just wanted to thank you for calling in so much. It's a lot of people. Okay. It's a lot of people calling in, but if you know, it's like you're very passionate about what you're talking about. So organize something. Okay.
Okay, I'll do it, but I'll go back to the company.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. I'm going to my plantation. Good night.
Okay, good night. Ooh. Anybody else want to call in? No, absolutely. God bless them. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Do I say Gabrina or Jabrina? That's beautiful though. I love names that are like different. Jabrina. Yes. He hit on some key stuff. It was the low and then the high, the low. I'm like, oh, okay, okay. I've seen some beautiful, beautiful parts of Africa. Very beautiful parts of Africa. Very beautiful. The beautiful parts they don't show us, but they have some beautiful parts of Africa. I know there was a few people trying to call in. The line is open, for you to call in if you don't want to call in and weigh in. I know before I had got a call, I was talking about I think I was talking a little bit about accountability, when it comes to, you know, in the one situation, like I was seeing a lot of people were speaking on older men that, were going to the schools and, picking up the young women and stuff like that. And sometimes I never understood why people in the family never ever said anything, because these people likely had sisters and cousins and moms. And you see what I'm saying? Things like that. So it's like, why weren't we speaking up like when those kind of things were happening? There's so many aspects of things that happen, with these type of situations. Um, and I think that we need to, speak up about them when we see things wrong. And I know some people feel like, you know what, I'm gonna mind my business, this and the third. But sometimes you speaking up about situations may save somebody, to be honest with you, from being in a bad situation. People know they're wrong, and people know they shouldn't be, doing things like that in that kind of, manner. I know people did comment about in this case, why was a 20-year-old man, going on a date with a 16-year-old girl. And hopefully as the story develops, we understand, what was going on, and why it was going on. There's a number of things that could have went on. Like, we don't know because we weren't there. We could just really go off of the story and what the police are reporting and things. But I'm sure that the story will develop more as things go as time goes on. Um, One thing, like I said, I want to just talk to, have a conversation with your kids, your grandkids, your family members about these type of things that are going on. When I see that things like this is going on, I alert everybody close to me. I've shared on social media, like, hey, there's a young woman that's pretending to be pregnant, trying to get people, down to this house where people can rob them. I put it out there because I want people to be aware. I don't want anyone to be in that type of situation. um I think when we hear about stuff like this, we should alert people close to us and let them know, what's going on, so they're aware as well. Also having a conversation, you know, um, with your children, just about things that are going on in the world. They should know. We shouldn't keep things like this or other things that's going on, just so they are aware. We are not with our children and our loved ones 24/7. We don't know what's going on. When they're out in the world, we need them to be aware. When they're walking to school, walking home, we need them to be aware of certain things that are going on in the world so they can be safe. Um these dating apps and meeting people online, you have to be careful. Even as an adult, people are coming up with crafty ways to scam, kidnap, all type of things. Are coming up with very crafty ways. I just want us to be safe and be careful. I want us to have a conversation with our children to be safe and be careful as well. um Absolutely, Angel. Thank you for tuning in. Moses, you see your life, huh? Um, so yeah, so I just hope that we can just make our loved ones aware of the things that are going on, and us making them aware, us speaking up can save them from being in a bad situation. Um, my prayers definitely go out to this family. I think that the young girl, I instantly, when I was following the story, I instantly felt like she was with the wrong crowd of people, probably trying to maybe fit in. She's 16, mind isn't really developed, don't really know what's going on, in the world like that for real. She's still young, maybe she was taught, maybe she wasn't, I just kind of um felt those things about her. It's unfortunate, this whole situation, that happened, and hopefully we can just learn from it, and pray for the people pray for the people involved that are mourning, hurting, and that have been victimized from this situation. I love y'all and thank y'all for tuning in with me on a Friday night. I know y'all could have been anywhere else. Um, but I posted this and I thought I should just come and have a conversation um with y'all about this. And like I said, I appreciate y'all on a Friday night tuning in with me, coming to spend some time with me and having, some great conversation. I appreciate everybody that commented and I appreciate everybody that called in and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night.